Good evening, dreamers. Curious about history's hidden secrets, Unsolved Mysteries shares a soothing story. Relax. Let us begin. What if some of the finest, most nourishing vegetables simply vanished from our plates? Long ago, medieval farmers tended to 15 remarkable superfoods that have since slipped from memory. Let us delve into their world and uncover what we have lost. First, behold skirret. This medieval root vegetable reigned supreme only to fade from today's fields. Unlike the needy carrots we fuss over, now skirret was the effortless champion plant it once, and it multiplied beneath the earth, a secret stash of sustenance, requiring no toil. Think of it as a garden savings account, yielding food instead of coins. Its flavor set it apart sweeter than carrots or parsnips. These slender white roots charmed even kings, earning a coveted spot in palace gardens. A vegetable, with royal admirers no less. What made skirret priceless in its day was its steadfastness. When brutal winters silenced other crops, these resilient roots fed the desperate, dubbed the comfort of the poor man's table in ancient records. And its talents, endless. Medieval cooks roasted them, boiled them, wove them into stews, and crafted sweet pies. Picture a potato before potatoes crossed the sea, so vital it merited its own emblem. Yet as farming prized haste and heft skirret slipped away. Now have you ever met a plant as brash as a weed, yet as refined as a delicacy? Meet Alexander's. The Romans hauled this audacious green to Britain, where medieval farmers welcomed it with zeal. But Alexander's refused tame garden lines. It sprawled across cliffs and roadsides, its vivid yellow blooms summoning bees like a call to feast. Every inch was edible, stems snapped like celery flowers, brightened salads, seeds spiced like pepper, and leaves lent a parsley celery tang to simmering pots. It was the rogue of vegetables, unbidden, yet indispensable. By the 1700s, celery eclipsed it, and now we stride past its wild remnants, oblivious to its past glory. While Alexander's ran wild, another medieval gem held court with grace. Why has good King Henry, one of the era's most dependable plants, faded from our gardens? Its name baffles us, but its worth shines through. Across medieval Europe, it thrived wild or cultivated with the ease of dust, settling on a shelf. This plant returned each year, asking nothing, a master of reliability. Its leaves brimmed with iron beyond spinach and vitamin C to rival any fruit, a lifeline in spring's lean days. Cooks coaxed its shoots into asparagus, its leaves into spinach, its buds into mini broccoli, a three-in-one marvel that never failed. Healers cherished it, too, binding wounds with its leaves and steeping its roots for gentle cures. They called it all good yet. As farming chased profit, this quiet hero drifted from view. And what of salsify? Is it a root or an oyster in disguise? Medieval growers puzzled over its odd, enchanting taste. So, what lies dormant in your own soil? Are you ready to reclaim these lost wonders and savor history's gifts? Imagine a world where your plate holds secrets from the past, treasures lost to time, vegetables so remarkable. They once adorned royal feasts and sustained villages through merciless winters, yet now lie buried beneath centuries of neglect. Let us unearth them, these medieval superfoods, and savor the resilience and brilliance of those who thrived on them. Picture, salsify, a root that masquerades as an oyster, fooling even the pious during Lent with its uncanny flavor. Monastery records from the 1400s hail it as a fish stand-in, a culinary chameleon dug from frozen earth when nothing else dared grow. Two varieties, white and black, hid their gourmet hearts beneath the dark, rugged skins, a lesson in never judging by appearances. In winter's grip, salsify shone one of the few fresh bites available, stored for months, without a hint of decay, a marvel in an age before ice boxes. Modern fields shunned it for its slow growth and an odd look. But have you ever tasted a vegetable that whispers of the sea? Then there is the medlar, a fruit that dares you to wait. Fresh, it is a bitter, stone-hard rebel, but medieval patience turned it into gold. Left to blet softening through weeks of careful rot, it bloomed into a cinnamon applesauce delight. Cookbooks from the 1200s brim with its tarts, jellies, and wines, a late autumn gift for winter's gloom. Its open-bottomed quirk sparked bawdy laughs, yet its rarity made it precious, a sweet reward when the world grew dark. Today, we demand instant beauty, and the meddler's slow charm faded. Are you bold enough to embrace such waiting? While meddlers tested resolve, chickweed burst forth unbidden, eager to serve. This tiny plant, with delicate white flowers, invaded every garden field and path across medieval Europe, a guest who brought bounty to all. It grew anywhere, any time the frost relented, scattering seeds like stars. Rather than curse it, people harvested its tender leaves, bursting with vitamin C 7 times that of oranges when barren months left them desperate. Peasants and nobles alike cherished it, while healers brewed it into teas for fever and salves for skin. Now herbicides scorn it as a weed. But can you imagine a plant so humble, yet so mighty? These forgotten marvels whisper of endurance and ingenuity, urging us to dig deep and reclaim what time has overlooked. What if the key to survival lay hidden in the earth, in humble roots and wild greens that defied a merciless world? Step into the Middle Ages, where every harvest was a triumph, every vegetable a warrior against hunger's relentless siege. These were not mere plants, they were legends etched in the soil of a brutal era, sustaining souls through winters that gnawed at hope. Picture Scorzonera, its name a dark chant, a black-skinned root cradling a sweet, nutty heart. Monks sang its praises, digging it from a frozen fields to grace fasting tables with an asparagus-like whisper. Buried in sand, it endured feeding families from autumn's chill to summer's dawn, a steadfast ally when frost choked the land. Then behold, the Welsh onion, neither Welsh nor true onion, yet a tireless sentinel of medieval gardens. Planted once, it rose eternally, its emerald shoots piercing snow to deliver vital greens when famine's shadow loomed. Cooks wove its hollow stalks into soups, a spark of life in desolate months. Fat Hen, the brazen interloper, stormed fields with leaves richer in protein, iron, and calcium than any modern kale. It fed peasants, fattened their hens, and stood as a scrappy savior when starvation prowled. Consider rampion, its delicate roots and spinach-like leaves, immortalized in tales, a tender gift for weary hearts. Purslane, too, carpeted barren grounds, its succulent, omega-rich leaves, a healer's balm for medieval woes. And do not forget, woad not just to die, but a leafy green, its bitter bite softened in stews, a testament to ingenuity. These plants were defiance itself, thriving where despair took root, their roots and leaves a quiet rebellion against scarcity. In muddy villages and windswept fields, they whispered of resilience, of life unyielding. Medieval farmers, with calloused hands and unbowed spirits, coaxed miracles from unforgiving earth, turning weeds into feasts and roots into royalty. Their world was no romance, it was raw, relentless, a crucible where survival demanded grit and guile. Yet these superfoods, born of necessity, carried them through. They were more than sustenance. They were a pact with the land, a vow to endure. Today, their legacy challenges us. What seeds of strength lie dormant in your soul? What trials can you conquer with the same fierce resolve? These ancient marvels did not merely survive, they reshaped destiny, blooming against all odds. You too carry that fire. Are you ready to unearth it, to rise like Scorsonera through frost, to stand like fat hen in barren fields, to thrive where others falter? The feast of your potential awaits. Seize it and let your spirit bloom, unyielding, unbreakable, alive. What if the secret to enduring a brutal world lay buried in the soil, in greens and roots that laughed at frost and famine? Welcome to the raw, unyielding Middle Ages, where every harvest was a rebellion against death, every vegetable a hero in a saga of survival. Fat hen, a wild marvel, stormed fields with leaves richer in protein, iron, and calcium than any modern superfood. Medieval peasants revered it, their hens thrived on it. Yet we banished this titan, calling it a weed unfit for our polished plates. Imagine the folly discarding a plant that sustained life because it grew too freely. Then there is lovage, a towering herb with the soul of celery, its parsley laced intensity, a thunderbolt in medieval kitchens. Roman legions carried its seeds, monks enshrined it in holy gardens, and cooks wielded its leaves, seeds, and roots to enchant soups, season meats, and craft candied delights. Its oils eased digestion, soothed kidneys, a healer cloaked in flavor. Standing 6 feet tall, thriving for decades, lovage mocked winter's bite, yet we traded its eternal bounty for fleeting exotic spices. Corn salad, misnamed and overlooked, bore no corn, but bloomed in grain fields, a winter miracle, with nutty, omega-rich leaves. Its iron and vitamin C were a lifeline when cold gripped the land. Yet modern lettuce, with its tame allure, eclipsed this quiet champion. Tansy, untamed and fierce, roared with fern-like leaves, and yellow blooms, its 40 flavor notes, a symphony of bitter-sweet fire. Medieval cooks wove it into Easter puddings, blending eggs and cream into sacred cakes, their tables alive with its audacity. From stews to sweets, Tansy was a rock star too bold for our timid tongues. And consider mallow, its soft leaves, a balm for hunger, and sores boiled into soups or salves by healers who saw divinity in its humility. These plants were not mere sustenance, they were defiance blooming where despair took root. In mud-soaked villages, medieval farmers with weathered hands and iron wills turned weeds into wealth roots, into royalty. Their world was no ballad, it was a crucible of hunger, frost, and toil. Yet these superfoods, fat hen in barren fields, lovage through endless winters, corn salad under snow, tansy in sacred rites, mallow in healers' hands, carried them through. They were a pact with the earth, a vow to endure. Each leaf was a lesson strength thrives in the harshest soils. These gardeners, who coaxed miracles from unforgiving dirt, challenge us now. What have we cast aside in our quest for ease? What power sleeps within you, waiting to burst forth like lovage through ice? These ancient greens bore a world through darkness. Can you bear your own in their resilience? We find a mirror. You too are forged for trials. Are you ready to rise, to reclaim the fierce, unyielding spirit of those who turned scarcity into triumph? Unearth your fire, let it blaze, and write your saga in the soil of today. What hidden strength lies in the forgotten gardens of the past? Ready to awaken the fire within you, step into the harsh, unyielding Middle Ages, where every plant was a warrior, every harvest a defiance of a world that offered no quarter. Tansy, with its fern-like leaves and radiant yellow blooms, was a culinary titan, its 40 flavor compounds weaving a bittersweet tapestry. It enriched spring cheeses, hallowed Easter ales, and preserved meats when frost ruled the land. Healers brewed its tea to banish worms and fevers, while monks planted it by thresholds, its potent scent repelling pests. Yet its fierce aroma waned as milder herbs claimed the spotlight. Sea kale, humble yet indomitable, flourished on salty northern coasts where little else could endure. Its sweet, asparagus like shoots and cabbage like leaves, packed with 6 times the vitamin C of lemons, shielded fishing folk from scurvy's grip. Today, it lingers on beaches, a nutritious gift we spurn. Woad, a plant of dual destinies, splashed medieval life with blue. Its leaves dyed tunics, and warriors' faces a vibrant pulse in a muted world. Yet its young greens mild, with a peppery spark, brightened spring soups, a quiet bounty from a foul-smelling craft. Turnip green's unsung heroes rivaled their roots in value bursting with calcium, vitamin A, and protein. Carefully harvested, they lent a peppery zest to winter stews, stretching meager meals for desperate peasants. Then there was lamb's quarters, a wild green that gate-crashed fields, its dusty leaves rivaling spinach in iron and vitamins. Medieval cooks boiled it into soups or ground its seeds into famine flour, a lifeline when harvests failed. These were not mere plants, they were salvation, woven into the marrow of a brutal era. In frost-bitten hamlets and storm-lashed shores, farmers with weathered hands and unbroken spirits turned weeds into sustenance, roots into miracles. Tansy guarded hearths, sea kale mocked the elements, woad bridged art and nourishment, turnip greens stretched survival, and lamb's quarters defied hunger's claw. Each leaf, each root was a pact with the earth, a vow to endure against relentless odds. Their world was no fable mud cold, and scarcity forged it. Yet these superfoods fueled body and soul, proving resilience, blooms in the bleakest soils. Those who tended them, who wrested life from barren dirt, challenge us now. What treasures have we cast aside in our hunger for ease? What power sleeps within you, poised to surge, like sea kale through barren sands? These ancient marvels bore generations through shadow. Can you bear your own? You are crafted for struggle, your spirit a garden aching to thrive. Picture the medieval farmer, unbowed by frost, coaxing life from unforgiving earth. That same fire burns in you. Are you ready to rise? To reclaim the fierce, unyielding will of those who turn despair into triumph? Unearth your strength, let it blaze, and carve your saga in the soil of today.